everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Cleanup Crew Incorporated. Before we go around and say hello to everyone around the table, please take a moment to check out these following links. Our social links: Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Discord, a wonderful place to come and interact with our community, full of safe individuals who care about TTRPGs. If you would perhaps like some company, if maybe you're social distancing, which we very much support, Discord's a great place to come and hang out. Also, Twitter, if you want to get into a game, send me a DM and I will get you a game. You can take one of these wonderful viewer spots as our guests have taken today. And lastly, head over to YouTube where you can find all of our things. Bot, hello? Okay, the bot's not working. I'll get you those links in just 2 hot seconds. The bot isn't working because I didn't start it, to be very clear. Hello? There we go. What else do we have? YouTube. You can go and catch up on YouTube. All of these episodes, all of the other episodes that we're running at the minute. We put out a ton of content. Like, I think this season we've got 11 episodes, 8 of which are D&D, and there's some other fun things in there as well. So... What, please work? There we go. Double social. Thank you. So that's that. Please go and do that. Also, check out our sponsors. We are sponsored by Mage Hand Press, who made the Dark Matter hardback for 5e, which is now available at your local game store. They recently signed with Diamond Comics Publishing, so you can ask your local nerds to stock this, and they should be able to. So you can do that. We're also sponsored by the Deck of Many. Now, I typically have left my Deck of Many things in the other room. However, I'll either request Alice bring it into me or dive off and grab that in a second. It's one of our donation rewards. Would I throw the Deck of Many at guests to the show? Of course I would. Also, they made Humblewood, which allows you to play as birds, foxes, deer folk, all of them cute creatures trying to save the forest from a fire. You can see that played on Thursday at 6 PM EST, where we play through their stuff. Lastly, but most certainly not leastly, we are sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge, who recently had the $3.1 million, 6,000% funded Kickstarter making colored minis. If you would like to get your hands on a bad boy like this one, keep your eyes focused on this channel and Hero Forge, as they're going to be releasing new stuff soon, and we're going to be playing with a lot of their prototypes as they're made available. So, fun. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. This week we will start with... Oh dear, I have 2 bots open. No wonder all the bots are double posting. We're going to start with Stella Luna. Stella, how are you doing?
Hello. I am doing wonderfully. Hope everyone else is doing great too. I'm Stella Luna. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do things of the artsy-fartsy kind and various types of TTRPGs. Today, I will be playing Celine. She is a half-elf rogue, but not the sneaky kind, the kind that big brains everything, reads too many books, and gets into a lot of trouble. That will totally pan out, and everything will be just fine. Doesn't matter if she can't hit things with her daggers and accidentally gives her daggers to the enemy. It's okay. It'll be great.
Stella was literally just before the show started was commenting on how, oh yeah, I was just about to die, and then with a recap like that where you talk about handing enemies daggers, I mean, I suddenly feel very validated. Next around the screen we have Monologue Man. Mono, how are you doing? Man, you'll mute again.
There we go. Apparently I'm not doing well.
No, you're doing great. We can hear you.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Hello. I'm Monologue Man. I also do Twitch things on the channel of the same name, but I'm here to play Dungeons and Dragons. I'll be playing a halfling rogue who is a lovely gentleman. I'm sure you'll love him, or if you don't, then you'll love to hate him.
I've forgotten the word. Ominous, that's the word. Thank you. Oh, ominous. Ooh. I'm excited. Thank you. Next around the screen, we have Toby Bud89. Toby, how are you?
I am very well, thank you. Very well. Are you doing good?
Oh, yeah.
Good. I am playing Drexel, a sailor rogue today. A man of many eyes, many words, and many skills.
Fantastic. And last, but most certainly not least, Chantel B. Chantel, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hello. I am Chantel B. I am playing Chicanery, the middle management cleric who worships business and has just realized that they are going to be looking after 3 rogues with no spell slots and 4 hit points. It's going to be great.
Make a
We're going
note
to have a
over
good
here.
time today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rogue heavy. It's going to be fun. This is going to
Rogue
be
heavy.
great, actually. I've always wanted to I wish I were a rogue now as well.
So, we're going to do a flashback in a second, but what we're going to do is we're going to do that thing where we introduce the characters to the current scene and then flashback at a critical moment. So, Drexel and Oswald, you've walked along this tunnel, you've walked past this room with like 4 pools. Doors wide open, so you can just carry on through down a long chamber. You just about see the remnants of maybe like some fireballs and like pits and stuff. When one of the people above you, one of the 4 people in front of you, touches the door, and all 4 of them disappear.
That's rather alarming, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not good. That's not normal.
I do have my concerns, Mr. Drexel.
You're not the only one.
And with that, we will flash back to your interviews. The cleanup crew shop looks a lot like the shop in the poster behind us. A small building with "We clean up your mess" above the door. A recent addition to Waterdeep and a rival to Acquisitions Inc. You would have heard of them putting on positions for new adventurers. Now, there'd be 2 interviews. I mean, usually the interviews are around mid-morning, I believe. However, Waterdeep does have an awkward daylight savings time. It actually changes daylight savings around 29 days before all of the rest of the Sword Coast. So with that in mind, who would be on time for their interview and who would be late? Asking a party of rogues. Okay, here we go. Come on.
Oswald would be so on time. He'd arrive early, his suit pressed. Be wonderful.
Drexel would probably be like 5 minutes before, standing outside, making sure looking like outfit and hair's just right, trying to make a good impression before just like bursting the doors open.
Okay, so the pair of you then. The door opens to the pair of you. A small old woman. Greets you with very broken glasses. And is, good morning. I'm expecting 2 today. Oswald and Drexel. Is that you?
Yes, of course, mistress.
Yes, that is I.
Excellent. Oh, look, you're both so early. Oh, how lovely. I'm Edith. You can call me Edith. And if you take a seat, I'll let Chicanery and Celine know that you're here. There's refreshments in the waiting area. There's a water barrel there.
Thank you very much.
A literal barrel of water?
Yeah, it's like a wooden barrel, but it's like turned upright like this with a tap on the side. And
Oh, okay. I thought it was like bobbing for apples.
No. Just like a non-plastic water dispenser. And Chicanery Celine, Edith comes to let you know that both of your guests have arrived early.
I have a strange idea. What if we interviewed them at the same time?
Oh, I love it.
Shall we try to scare them or confuse them? What is our game plan for today?
Well, I think everyone's afraid of me anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Perfect. Celine will go over to the door and sort of wait by the medieval blinds and look through to see if Drexel and Oswald are ready. And if so, just slam the door open. We're ready for you. You're late.
Oh, my apologies.
Oh, yeah, if there's a queue, you can certainly go first, and indicates to Oswald.
Of course. Very gracious of you, Master.
We're late. We're late. Come, we'll take both of you at the same time.
Oh my. Oh, quite unorthodox.
Here we go.
And once they enter the interview room, Celine will close the door very quietly, very slowly, and just kind of keep eye contact.
So while Celine has been out talking to them, Chicanery has closed all of the curtains in the room and lit some candles and is sitting in a high back chair facing the window. And they slowly turn around and say, "Why did you take so long?"
I'm afraid my timepiece must be malfunctioning. Gracious, salutations.
I didn't realize there was a specific interview time. The flyer just said arrive and we'll interview you.
The sun has set. Why are you so late?
Perhaps my eyesight isn't quite what it used to be. He'll take off his points-nose glasses and polish them. Sorry, I'm so awfully confused. I'm 109 years old. I can only apologize for myself and Master Von Storm.
I appreciate the suit.
Yes, it is quite something.
Can we get a description of what your character looks like?
Yes, please.
Oswald he's about 3'2". He has this mane of ginger hair that is swept back, greased. He has this big mustache that curls back into mutton chops. This sort of the fiery red hair. He's wearing a very typical butler garb, very well pressed suit, tailcoat, waistcoat beneath it. He has like a pocket watch in one pocket, and well concealed, but not incredibly well concealed. He does have 2 short swords on his person, but more importantly, as a mark of hospitality halfling, he has a mark on his forehead of a gloved hand that glows faintly.
Drexel stands about 5'3", a short, portly, older human gentleman, sun-bleached brown hair but going grey at the temples and the front, wearing kind of a brown leather vest, high knee-high boots, and then a very smart, don't look well worn, kind of fingerless leather gloves.
And Celine?
Celine is today wearing her same robes that she normally wears. She has on a belt, and there's a bunch of little pockets and pouches where she keeps various tools. She has very noticeably a holster in which is holding a metal and wooden clipboard to her hip, and she has a sort of pocket protector on her vest that holds a dagger, and she has a short black bob of hair and very big chunky glasses.
And Chicanery is currently in their human form, so they have a big ol' afro, some killer shoulder pads, and a killer suit, just perfectly clean lines. At the moment, one button is undone at the bottom because seated. But otherwise, very smooth, very clean. And the desk in front of Chicanery is also perfectly clear with absolutely no notes or pieces of paper. Tell me, what's your power move?
Oh, breaking the kneecaps.
Ow!
With a crowbar, preferably.
Yes!
Wow. Mine is not so impressive. I find a good leg sweep and a foot to the throat does the job.
Celine will take a spot behind Chicanery and be holding out her clipboard and taking notes.
Yes. Perfect height for kneecaps. I love it. I love it. Now tell me, what's your favorite kind of potato?
Well, there are so many varieties. It's hard to pick just one. Preferably one that is, I suppose, the perfect potato is one that you can make as you so wish it to be. A versatile individual, much like myself.
That's wise words. Personally, boiling water, mash them, garlic, rosemary, done. A little bit of butter if you can find it.
I like your style. There's no indication of who she's pointing at. I love potatoes. I love potatoes. Potatoes are great. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. But you know what? Just mash them and eat them. Just make sure there are potatoes. And what's your least favorite potato?
One that I do not have.
One that chokes me. They're never fun.
You're both hired. You're both hired.
Celine slams down 2 pieces of paper, slides them towards you. They both just say, "You're hired."
Trevor
Efficient.
just does a little kind of like shuffle jig as he kind of picks up the bit of paper.
Is there no documentation to sign? Would you just like me to sign an object in the room? Perhaps? A lampshade?
Celine leans forward, draws a line underneath "You're hired," and then hands you a quill.
Thank you. Very gracious. And he will, with a ridiculous signature. It takes up half of the page. And then he will draw a little love heart next to it. Perfect.
Dressel just draws a dagger, stabs his finger, and then just like smushes his finger into the page.
Oh, God.
That's how we do it on the ships.
Power
Really?
moves. So many. We'll get to work.
I just spent the last 5 minutes since Nerdly rolled in chat trying to figure out where the hell D&D Beyond had put Wild Magic Surges. Hadn't logged in, had I? Hadn't logged in.
Oh, no.
Okay. During this interview, let's see, who's this going to affect? Who's this going to affect? It doesn't really matter, because you're all in the same room. So, can someone roll me a 1d6? Thank you, Oswald. 3 creatures appear in the room. They float on the air like jellyfish. They kind of look a little bit like a slimy potato with 2 long eye pods and many, many tentacles below them. This is, if any of you are familiar with, a flumph. 3 of them appear and immediately run to the corners, terrified of all of you.
Well, why does this always happen to me?
Did they make a mess that we're gonna have to clean up? Is that the job?
One of them does a little and a terrible stench fills the room.
This is your first job.
Oswald will put his hands on either side of his forehead and use the mark of hospitality to sort of deep clean the room to remove the stench. And replace it with a nice lavender.
I approve.
Oh wow, so the stench does not go purely because there is a very specific, very, very specifically worded way to get rid of this stench in the PHB. As far as I can see, I guess this means that I'm reading it that even prestidigitation cleaning wouldn't help with this. Any of you who has anyone in this room encountered a flump before?
Yes.
No.
In character, I mean.
Oh, no.
Oh, then none of you would know what that is. So the smell persists.
Maybe it's worth us evacuating. This is...
It does smell as though someone has evacuated.
Would opening a window help? Shall I? And I'll just kind of walk over and try and flick one of the blinds open to get to the window.
Oh, it's dawn already.
Edith enters the room with a mop in one hand that stinks of vinegar. And she takes the mop and just conks the flump on the head. And the flump is just knocked the fuck out.
No.
And she proceeds to start mopping like, oh, not my first time with flumps. I remember back in the days when Waterdeep was getting set up. One of the Masked Lords had a thing for flumps, and I was his scullery maid. It was horrible.
Forgive me if it's a little lewd, but what kind of a thing for flumps?
You really don't want to ask that question.
Oh, of course not, mistress.
Celine was taking notes, but upon this conversation, she just kind of stops. But perhaps we should explain some of the orientation things, Edith.
Oh, yes. Well as conk 'em on the head and mop up with vinegar, that's pretty much it with flumps. We also have some other things. Come with me. And she takes you into another room. Where there are desks all set up facing one wall. There is a box on the floor, which projects a white square onto the wall. And she stands in front of, well, not in front of her desk, in front of the square. To the side of her desk. Her desk is piled high with pieces of paper, bits of sandwich, ashtrays and paperweights, and you name it. There is no clean desk policy here. Her desk is an absolute mess, but she's incredibly organized, so no one questions it. She always gets things done. She keeps this place ticking. She clicks her fingers, and the box projects onto the screen the words, "Welcome to the cleanup crew," and she begins. Well, welcome to the cleanup crew. Your first time getting new experience for new adventurers. How lovely. Armor and weapons are provided. Please make sure you're wearing the correct PPE at all times. However, you will be charged for damages. And she gestures across to a cabinet which stands open, full of halberds and swords and short swords and spears and leather armor, you name it. All looks to be rusty, sort of, average equipment. Now, whilst you're adventuring, you'll be going to lots of places which are potentially dangerous. Temples, dungeons, places that people are generally scared to go. And whilst you are there, you should look out for active adventurers. And she clicks again, and the screen changes to a picture of looks like a large person with an axe in one hand and a mana potion in the other with like swirls for eyes. You need to be careful of these other adventurers. They are often going through dungeons looking for what they call encounters to gain experience themselves, and they may mistake you for an encounter. They're often high on mana potions and ready to just kill anything and everything in their way, so be careful. There are signs you can look out for that other adventurers may be operating in your area. She clicks. There's a picture of a door that stands slightly open. Unlocked doors. We will, so long as it's a sanctioned area, we will give you keys to any places that you should go. As long as we have them. If doors are unlocked, that's a sure sign there may be adventurers operating behind. Scene changes to a picture of a leg stuck in a bear trap. Sprung traps. Sprung traps are another sure sign that there could be adventurers operating in your area. Also, watch out for dead adventurers, and don't be fooled. The adventurers will often leave their dead to collect on the way out. They're quite careless. Also look out for bloodstains, trails, discarded limbs, all of that sort of thing. Also look out for discarded or scattered holy symbols. Clicks again, there's a picture of Ilmater, a cross, a sun, a drop, a fist on a pale moon. All sorts of different things scattered around. Discarded holy symbols are a definite sign of perhaps a cleric or priestly character, maybe a paladin, kind of getting to the end of their tether and maybe panicking a little bit. So do watch out for them. They may be desperate and cagey. Please note, whilst we're here, that our insurance does not cover magic items or cursed items, so please handle those at your own risk, okay? Best practice, stick a label on it, report where it is, and we'll send a crew out to collect it. On that note, all accidents, incidents, and damages must be recorded to the incident logbook. She gestures to her messy desk. And all items should be recorded and left for collection unless expressly told otherwise. This is your first adventure, so have fun, but be careful. Are there any questions?
Very, very concise, very informative. Are there handouts?
Well, we don't give handouts, we only do paid work.
No, handouts for the presentation, just in case I need to refer to them later.
Oh, yes, certainly. I've got one here somewhere, and she begins rummaging through her desk drawers. Her desk drawers are like her desk. Whenever she opens one, like paper seems to like come out of them more than there should fit, and you see her like press it down to replace a drawer at one point. She removes a small, what looks like a granola bar. Oh, I forgot I had this, and starts chewing on it. And then she comes across a grubby-looking leaflet with tea stains. It's bound on one corner. It's maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 8 pages, like a kind of like my Book of Dave, actually, from one of our very first campaigns. Frost from Fire over at Encounter Roleplay made this back in our very first campaign together. It's about that size, you know, sort of like that, but much grubbier, much yellower, much more tea stained.
Perfect. Very useful. I will return it. Don't worry. But just in case.
Oh, I've got
Don't want to get
loads
things
of
wrong
them.
on my first day.
I've got loads of them. You can go for that. Yes.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Oswald sniffs the pamphlet. Ooh, chamomile. Excellent taste.
Yes, chamomile after lunchtime, coffee before. Coffee after lunch, and I'll be up all night.
Very wise. Thank you. And I'll just start flicking through it.
Yeah, it's literally just like, did you ever have lecturers that would give you notes, or teachers that would just give you notes, but they wouldn't actually give you notes? They'd just give you their slides, which mean nothing without the. Yeah, that's what you get. Just the slides. I'm not salty. Still. Right, well, we'll contact you once we have a job available. You're now on our reference list. I believe Chicanery and Celine they are hired, right? Sorry, the flumps kind of interrupted everything.
We signed some paper thing with something.
Oh, brilliant. Yes, well then we'll contact you shortly and get you in with some lovely experience. And as we shimmer through time, doing the wavy lines on the side of the screen, you each would have got a call saying, "Hey, adventurers needed near the Jolly's Lamp Emporium warehouse down in the fissure. Tell guardsmen you are meant to be there." There's a little confusion as the guardsmen get your names wrong, but assume your identities incorrectly. and you are allowed down into the hole. And there we are, back at the beginning of the episode. Ahead of you, you can see several sprung traps. Behind you, there's an unlocked door, and you see Celine and Chicanery and 2 other people disappearing in front of you.
Shall we catch up?
It does feel as though they needed several rogues. They would have helped with these traps.
I mean, non-rogues can help. You just push them in and they set them off, and then, you know.
Oh, very erudite. Yes, we should push onwards.
I believe they call it resource management. I saw that word in their office when we were interviewed.
Human resource management.
Don't go sounding too smart now.
I'm sorry, it's a habit.
And yeah, we'll start following them.
Yeah, and you can
Down the
navigate these traps quite easily. There's what looks like scorch marks of a disabled fire trap. There's a pit. In the pit, you can see small blue glowing fish. Is anyone familiar with underground flora and fauna?
No, but I am trained with culinary utensils.
That'll do. You recognize these fish. They're a culinary delight, completely harmless fish. They're often used in massage parlors next to your restaurant, perhaps, where they let people eat the dead skin off of they use the fish to eat the dead skin off the feet and stuff.
The dead skin adds flavor, you see, Drexel.
I guess cheesefish is a dish.
Oh, you're quite the poet, aren't you?
Months on sea, you'll learn things. What can I say?
After the pit trap, there is another deactivated trap. No worries there. And then you just have the doors. So these doors are locked. There's a big lock on them, but there's no hinges or anything like that. They look solid, except for the fact that they look like all the other doors in this place. You wouldn't think they were a door.
If there's a lock, there's a way to open it. Feel free.
Oh, no, I insist, sir.
Okie dokie. And I will check to see if it's locked, and if it is, try and open it.
As you touch the lock, you see the runes inscribed on it flash once, and you feel the strange magic of what is teleportation? It's like not transmutation. It's one of the others. That type of magic come over you, and we'll pan quickly across to Chicanery and Celine, who were doing great, right? Just before your friends arrive. Yes. You are in a room. Slabs set along the walls of this stone chamber hold human-sized bodies wrapped from head to toe in strips of white cloth. And even as you appear in this room, these bodies begin to rise. Before our friends get here, Chicanery and Celine, please roll me initiative.
Oh god.
Oh, before they get here, that's a bad idea.
I know, isn't this fun?
Ooh.
And would someone track initiative for me? I'd be very appreciative if y'all would do that for me.
Sure.
I like to get you to do as much as possible when it comes to your own demise. You know, that's... that way there's less blame. You know.
I see.
Just 1 second, please. Oh, we are not connecting to my VTT, so I will just roll. I have advantage. Oh, that's not what I meant. Well, one's a natural 20. I have advantage on initiative. So that makes it a 21.
Lovely.
Chicanery goes first.
I think, yeah, that puts Chicanery first.
Oops, wrong chat.
What would you like to do, Chicanery?
I would. How far away are they?
This room is very small. You are looking at a room that's maybe 20 feet by 20 feet. To your right, there is a hallway that keeps going 10 feet across.
Are there mummies down there?
Hard to say from where you've appeared.
What is behind me? Oh yeah.
A set of doors with no hinges.
That seems suboptimal. I will toll the dead. So I require a wisdom saving throw from them.
We ain't great at that.
13.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh no, didn't even. Not all of them. Just one.
Oh well.
Just one. So
Either
look,
way. I mean.
any one of them. And they have not been harmed, so that's 1d8 worth of damage for them. 4 damage.
4 damage
Boom.
each on the on these wrapped creatures.
4 damage on one of them.
On one of them. Oh, I see. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's worse than I
I
thought.
wish I could toll all the dead, but I can toll one dead.
You can toll one dead, and it doesn't look
I
very
can toll
dead.
one dead.
But the one which you have somehow identified as zombie number 1 takes 4 health.
Which is odd, because you would think they don't have health
Yeah.
to
It's like-
lose.
Maybe it's unhealth.
Unhealth. Yep. Let's
Yeah.
go with that. I'm down with that. Yeah.
I mean, it's not damage. It's
4
just
unhealth.
unhealth. Yeah, they lose 4 unhealth. Next in the order, we have Celine.
Celine will pull what appears to be a stick off her belt, and it unfolds into a short bow. She strings it very quickly, and she will shoot the one that Sheik had blasted.
Please do.
Oh God, here we go again.
Your short
think-
bow arrow buries itself deeply into the wall.
I meant to do that, fire a warning shot, try to intimidate them, and Celine will kind of hide behind chicanery. That's it.
At least you didn't hand them the bow.
Well, it looks like we're just getting started.
Okay. Anything else on your turn? Just let's get chat fully up to speed. Chicanery and Celine didn't take a rest last week. They decided to go and play with the lock, right? So they got teleported to this room full of mummies. And where exactly are your healths right now? In the 6 seconds of combat before Drexel and Oswald appear. Remember, each round is only 6 seconds after all.
Chicanery has 4 health points.
Oh.
1.
Oh. Chicanery. Does an 8 hit you?
No.
How about a 15?
Yeah. Yeah. Just.
Yeah. Please take
Oh,
full
it
bludgeoning
knocked
damage.
me out. Just enough.
Down goes Chicanery. Celine. Does a 5 hit you?
No.
Ooh. Oswald and Drexel, you appear in a room which has slabs on all walls, just as you see 4 mummies swarming Celine and Chicanery. You see them both go down. It's time to save the day, my friends. Please roll me some initiative.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's an 8. We'll save the day
That's
tomorrow.
not good. Yeah. We'll come back with lunch.
Okay. Hey, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. They turn on you surprised. You have a surprise round as you've appeared, so you each get an attack before we go into the initiative order. What would you like to do with that? We'll go in initiative order for your surprise round, starting with Oswald.
Well then, they're not being harried, so I don't get sneak attack. So I guess I will run towards them, and I will stay there and hold an action, and that will be to poke one of them in the gut.
I love that. Holding that action. And Drexel? Oh, sorry. What's the hold condition? What are you waiting for?
When Drexel arrives.
When Drexel gets close, you're going to poke one of them. Okay. When Drexel's within 5 feet of one of them? Got it.
Drexel will run up, seeing his employers on the ground, and will use his medicine skills to try and stabilize one of them, making sure he gets as close as possible between himself and the mummies, so that he takes the hits. Okay,
Oh.
I can take that.
Great. Sorry, this is a medicine check on
Yeah,
the...
on chicanery.
So, now, I do have a custom rule for medicine checks. I didn't explain it before this one, so we'll... But this has turned out good, so we'll do it anyway. You'll like it at the minute. You won't like it in the future. If you're doing a medicine check on a downed person, a nat 20 instantly restores them to... instantly gets them up on 5 HP. They're moving about. They're great. Okay? That's a nat 20. Brilliant. 15 to 20 gives them 2 successes on their track. A 10 to 15 gives them 1 success. On a 5 to 10, they take 1 fail. On a 2 to 5, they take 2 fails. If you nat 1, they die.
I mean, generous and lethal. It's very
Generous
fair.
and lethal. Generous and lethal. It's a double-edged sword. So, who were you healing, sorry?
Chicanery.
Chicanery has 2 successes on their track. That does put you within 5 feet of a zombie. So, Oswald,
Yep.
your hold action can proc.
Yes, I will attack Mambo number 1 with a sneak attack.
19 hits.
Ooh. Well, I'm surprised. So I think that's 12. Is that?
As you attack this zombie, you hear the faint tolling of a bell, as though perhaps this one had recently, I don't know, been told by the dead. How does this look as you take down zombie number 1?
Well, of course he's gonna just jam the sword in between the thigh bone and the kneecap, so they fall down to 1 knee, and then just through the eye.
Oh. They had a chance to be an adventurer like you. We go into initiative order. 1 zombie is down and deaded, but the second one has an attack, and it's going to hit the protective Drexel. Does a 7 hit you, Drexel?
No.
Fantastic. I forgot, Sheik, Celine, please both roll me a death saving throw. Death saving throws are just rules as written. Successes is 1, fails is 1. Nat 20 gets you up. Nat 1 gives you 2 fails. 2 successes, chicanery. You've got all 3 successes. You have 1 HP. You are able to get up. Muted.
Yes, I'm free and awake. Ow.
Welcome back, boss.
Thank you. Wasn't expecting this. I am going to
That will be it for your turn, unfortunately. You are up and able. You're stabilized.
just stand.
Yeah. Just stand.
That's what
That's
I'm
great.
doing.
That's great. I'm not going to hit you again, I promise. You know, he said, like a liar. Oswald, it's your turn next.
I guess next zombie, Mambo number 2. I will poke. With my action. Oh my.
Well, a 10 isn't the best. But it hits!
Yes. And as a bonus action, I probably should have clarified this earlier. Is it okay if I wield? I have 2 short swords. Is it okay if I wield one in my offhand?
Yes, indeed it is. Rules is written. That just means you can't add your dex or strength bonus, whichever it is you use. The damage, that is.
Yes. So I will use my bonus action to go for another poke, a supplementary poke.
Everyone loves a supplementary poke.
Ooh, that was not good.
An 8 is pretty bad. But it still hits! Meets beats. Look it up. Zombie class. It has 8 AC. So yeah, no sneak attack. You can only sneak attack once per round, but give me that piercing damage unmodified.
Yes. A 4.
4. Very nice. 4 plus 9. And it's looking bad. It's looking in a bad way. This mummy zombie number 2. Looking in a bad way. Looking in a bad way. Next we have mummy zombie number 3, who's going to attack Drexel. Oh.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good job. 7 bludgeoning damage. I love the way that bludgeoning damage. There we go. It does know the word bludgeoning damage, but when I say it quick, it's like blood in the garage. The closed captions, that is. That's that turn. The other one is going to see you poking its friend, Oswald, and come and poke you back. It's gonna give you a good old. It's just gonna slam into you as it lumbers towards you. Does a 5 hit you?
A 5 does not.
No, you are able to dodge its slam attack.
Good effort, my good man.
And then it'll be Drexel's turn.
Having just been absolutely mullered, he's gonna. It panic sets in slightly. It's like no, and bonus action disengage to flick around behind chicanery, and then will unleash an eldritch blast.
Oh.
Oops. I need an attack roll. No.
Slash. You just need to put a slash.
Yeah.
In you. All good.
Oh!
Yeah. Which one are you attacking? One that's already been hit or a fresh one?
The one that hit me.
The
So I
fresh
think that
one?
was one of the fresh ones. Yeah.
Indeed.
Do you want
Yeah,
me to roll
give me that
1d10 and double it, or 2d10?
Go for 2d10.
Come on.
How does this look as you obliterate this zombie in one eldritch of blasts?
It is just short old guy. No, dives behind, and then just kind of like claps his hands together as it just blasts the zombie away from him.
Great work. You destroy the zombie. Chicanery. We come back to the top of the round. It's your turn.
Good job. Good job.
Thanks,
Gonna
boss.
toll the dead on a hurt one.
Yes, you may. There's one that looks pretty bad.
Yes,
They
please.
wisdom safe. They fail.
They tried hard.
They did. You could see the concentration on their face.
It will be 80-12.
It will.
11 damage.
Voivodicuhetek Thank you so much for coming in. Let's try that again. Voivode Kahutek. Thank you so much for the raid. I still not pronounced right, but it's better try. Double damage or just one?
Just one. The first one I clicked twice.
The 11. Yep. You destroy this zombie. How does it look? How does this bell tolling destroy this undead?
It starts with a really small bell tinkling inside the zombie's head, and then all of a sudden it gets huge. The whole thing starts to shake, and then all of the strips of I was going to say flesh. No, strips of mummy just explode outward. Goodbye, mummy.
Ew.
Sorry,
so each
mummy.
of you is covered in a small amount of broken bandage and rotted flesh. And we go straight on to the next person in the round. Celine, I believe you need to make me another death save.
Oh, it's getting dark.
Celine. You stand in a cart as it's rumbling along. You're not really here. You know you're not. You're in a room where there's zombies. You can see them fighting around you, but also you can see in this cart there's people around you.
What kind of a cart? Like a mining cart?
This
Or like a
cart,
shopping cart?
it's like a wagon that's been decked out. It is blinging. There is there's all sorts of gold along all of the different parts. There's like a skull with like gold filigree all over it and like tattoo-esque designs. It's fancy.
Is it comfortable?
Very comfortable. Very comfortable.
Oh, Celine tries to reach for her clipboard so she can take some notes.
Alas, there is no clipboard.
She starts banging on the walls of the cart. Hello? Hello, hello?
Near you, an elderly halfling talks with a old gnome, I believe. They're talking about, I'll give you the sum up, a ritual which would raise the undead and maintain their intelligence.
Oh, but why?
And on that oh but why, that's about 6 seconds. We're going to go back to the next person in the crew. It is the zombie's turn. So, zombie number 2 is completely destroyed, actually, so it's not the zombie's turn at all. It is Oswald's turn.
He's going to scurry around, hopping over the various shards and debris of bodies, and again, a masterful poke. So he will use his action.
A 16's gonna hit, definitely.
That will do 12 damage. I can do maths.
12 damage. Okay, so there's only one mummy zombie left, and you are doing a lot of damage to it. It staggers back. You know how, like, in, like... I've been playing a lot of Oblivion recently. It does, like... And then comes back again.
And with my bonus action, I'll use my second short sword.
And a 7 does not hit, I'm afraid. You have to roll pretty low not to hit, and you did it. It took you a couple of goes, but you got there.
I'm so proud.
Next in the turn order is that zombie. It's going to turn to you and try and attack you. 17 hit.
Oh yes, definitely.
You take 2 bludgeoning damage as its softly bandaged paw comes across your chest.
Might I compliment your gloves, sir?
Next in the turn order is Drexel.
Panicking slightly. Gonna try and help Celine with another medicine check.
Sure thing. I mean, we've stated the rules now. You know what you're rolling into. Yeah, yes! With 1 success, Celine now has 2 successes and 1 fail. Anything else on your turn?
No, that just cowering and just bandages everywhere. Just like, oh, where's the bleeding? Where's the bleeding? And then just like slamming hands on to put pressure.
Are you using the mummy's bandages?
I mean, if they're to hand, yeah. Save my own supplies.
Of course, that makes total sense. So we go back to the top of the round, chicanery. It will be your turn.
We still have a zombie,
There is still a zombie. Zombie.
but we also have an Oswald.
You do have an Oswald, yes. Oswald has been very effective.
He's been super effective, one might say. I am going to cast Spare the Dying instead, just to make sure that we have Celine stabilized.
Celine, in the cart, you see a wood elf, a dragonborn, also talking nearby. This gnome, very well dressed, wearing purple, long, strong suit and everything. One of them turns to the wood elf and says, Walnut, what do you think? What should we do? We can't just stop them. Then the dragonborn, I think we could just stop them personally. We could. And as this conversation is going on, and you don't really get any information, you find yourself fading away from this cart. The cart keeps driving whilst you sit still, and you fade back, and you are peacefully slumbering once again. Did I make me a death save, Celine? Oh, no, wait, you don't need to. You've been stabilized. So we're just waiting on Celine to get healed, right? So then, next up is zombie dead, Oswald.
Let's kill a zombie. Is it murder if you kill a zombie?
Unmurder. 17 hits.
Oh my. Thank you, Luck.
7 points of damage. It's hanging in there. It's hanging on. It's a stubborn zombie. You can tell this zombie was a go-getter in life.
Please be sporting and die. And he will use his second poke.
Okay, and roll me some damage. Unmodified this time.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and as you perhaps slash across this zombie, you see some of the bandages come away, revealing what looks like an old band T-shirt under its dressing. It says "Tenacious Undie." Who knows what that means? And it falls to the ground, dead, undead, again, undead and loving it. We've solved this encounter. We well done, everyone. Everyone's great.
Is it solving if you brutally murder several individuals?
Death is always an option.
It's you or them. Preferably them. Not me. So, Chicanery's just gonna sit down now, bleeding profusely from several places. If we were to leave Celine like this and take a long rest, Celine will wake up just fine, right?
Is this Chicanery asking or Chantel asking?
This is both. I mean, Chicanery would know. Chantel does not.
Yes, if you take a long rest, they would surely stabilize, right?
I mean, with Spare the Dying, that stabilizes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Stability's great.
Oh no. Okay, let's
You'll be fine.
Let's
You
use-
can take a long rest. You can take a long
Please
rest.
say that more ominously, Scrat.
yeah. That's so ominous. Well, let's try to bring you back then. I don't want to roll a natural one. That's not something I want to do.
No, I've shown I've got some skills to keep people going. Bringing them back, whole different game. I'm out of my league here. Just saying.
Oh, I mean, we just have to roll not a 1, right?
How hard could it be?
Hard enough that none of us has done it yet.
I will bite the bullet.
On a 10, Celine, you have 1 HP. You are conscious.
Celine gains consciousness and she's kind of mumbling as she comes to. I need to know who made your suit. I need to give Chicanery the hookup. You see her fumbling around. She grabs her clipboard. She just kind of holds it close, like a teddy bear.
Welcome
This is how she's-
back.
Thank you. I had the strangest dream.
Care to elaborate?
And then she'll explain everything from the fancy cart covered in gold filigree, fancy AF, tattoo like runes. These are how I write my notes. There's a halfling / gnome talking about a ritual that would raise the undead and maintain intelligence. There was a wood elf, a dragonborn, and one of them was wearing a killer purple suit.
You've got to get me that hookup.
Okay, I'll write on it, boss. And then Celine just kind of curls up on the ground, tries to go to sleep.
And you all can take a long rest. Could someone please roll me 1d12? Stella's got, yep, fingers on noses. We can't see mono though, this isn't fair. So that doesn't count this time.
Hey, there we go.
Thank you very much. On an 11, you rest for 4 hours. Enough time to take a short rest when you hear a shambling nearby, enough to wake you all up.
What's that noise?
I'm not sure. I can have a look.
Hello?
As you call hello, the shambling turns into a scratching. It sounds like claws running along stonework. A loud, echoing sound.
But they're not very talkative, are they?
Gonna cast dancing lights.
As you cast dancing lights, that's a good point. Who does not have dark vision?
No.
Ooh, I don't think halflings do have dark vision.
No,
I
they
have
do
dark
not.
vision.
I don't.
What do I see in the dark?
Was Drexel dark vision as well? Just out of interest.
No.
No.
I can't see.
Got it. Great. So just Celine can see. Celine, as you wake up, what's your passive?
12.
You don't see anything. When the dancing lights appear, you can make a perception check if you would like to try and figure out what's making this scritching noise. Anyone can make this. Oof. Oh, Celine.
I don't know
yeah.
why it's rolling me twice, but
Do you have the window open twice, maybe?
yes, that would probably do it, wouldn't it? Yes.
So all of you will see that your rest has been disturbed by a small rat scritching against the cornerwork of the stonework. It sounded much worse than it was due to the echo of the corridor, but in fact your rest was disturbed for next to no reason.
Keep it down over there. I don't think he
We're
understands.
trying to get some sleep.
If you would like to put your heads down for another 4 hours, you can still complete your long rest.
Yes, please.
Yes, nap time.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll appreciate that.
You wake without incident. Yeah, without incident. I could get you to roll a d12 again, but I won't. You wake without incident. And this area is full of slabs which are containing these mummy-like creatures. None of them have moved while you were sleeping. But there's a lot more than 4. There's like 10 slabs. Only 4 of them have risen. The rest also still have unmoving zombies.
I didn't realize we were having a slumber party. Perhaps we should remove their kneecaps.
If you wish to go get close, feel free, my friend. I can stand next to you if you need.
But I suppose that's the boss's decision.
Do what thou wilt, but harm me none.
I can't promise that, so I will do nothing.
Go for it. Do it. Let's see what happens.
Okay. All right. He will tiptoe closer towards one of the zombies.
Drexel will light a torch while we're walking, just in case.
He will. I think before we slept, he probably would have prestidigitated the area, make it nice and clean. And as he's moving forward, like a beam of this prestidigitation is cleaning up all of the grime. They really need to hire a cleaner or a butler. I wonder if they're hiring. Don't tell the bosses I said that.
I'm right here.
Oh, yeah, of course you are. Anyway, we will approach.
Indeed. As you make your way down this corridor, this becomes an extensive tunnel system. It's a complex maze of crisscrossing tunnels. You see the footprints, Chicanery and Celine, because you're looking for them, of course, you see the footprints of Sergeant Treesk and Constable Boot fade in front of you.
As in, fade in front
seems-
of our eyes?
It looks
Or-
like there's a
could-
small. Let's make this a little different. There's a sheen of water across this floor, covering any tracks. Just a very thin layer, just a puddle, just enough to lose tracks in. Really, really unfortunate if you're trying to track, but really handy as a narrative mechanic.
The tracks end here.
And exactly here. This seems narratively driven.
What do we see if we look beyond the narratively driven stream of water here?
Well, I need a. If you would like to track the. If you want to see if you can track them once they come out of the water, or if you would like to try and perceive generally, I'll take those checks. Okay, lots of perception going on. Okay. So, Chantal and Celine, you can both see on the other side of the water, the tracks do pick up. But, Chicanery, you also see there's weak rocks above you. This path may be unsafe.
Halt. Occupational health and safety says, look up.
Oh, they're rather pleasant rocks.
Immediately, we'll just start walking and hold the torch up higher just to get a closer look, but right at the end of the torch, so we're as far away as possible.
Trying to make your way through, I'll take a survival check, please. Ooh. Okay. So, Celine, how do you compare to, Okay, so Celine, something different happens, okay? You all do something different. That's what the dice are telling me. It's telling me that 3 of you manage this safely, but that Drexel does something different to everyone else, and it causes a small rock slide. How does that look? Drexel, what happens? Where does it all go wrong, friend? Where does it all go, friend? Tell us.
I'm
Let's
imagining
say.
Drexel got 2 or 3 foot and then just kind of stopped and ushered people through, but as he was ushering, having held the torch right at the end to, be as far away from the fire as possible, just accidentally knocked one of the rocks in the ceiling. And as everyone passed him, we just kind of hears the tumble of a rock and looks up and is like, oh no.
Dexterity saving throw, please. Oh, yeah, you're fine. You dodge aside. You carry on safely to the other side. It would appear that there's been some cave-ins go in around here as the tracks walk straight on towards a large cave-in. The way is blocked. You see the tracks go straight up, and it looks like they would have gone through this. You can see where the rubble has partially covered their tracks, showing that the rubble happened after the tracks were laid. That is where we're going to take our 5-minute break, everyone. We're going to grab a bio, we're going to grab a drink, we're going to do all of those good things, and we will be back in a hot 5 minutes. Do the same as us, especially if you've been with us since the beginning, especially if you're working from home, maybe, practicing social distancing, and you're working from home, you've been sitting at your desk for a long time, you haven't got anyone in the office to talk to, so you've been sitting there a while now. Get up, stretch your legs, take a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Oh, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you had a fantastic break. We certainly did. I have fresh coffee, and there is nothing quite like fresh coffee when you're exploring a deep crack. The trail runs into a dead end. You see the tracks, but you also see this large cave-in.
Anyone brought a shovel?
Well, I do have my crowbar, but it has sentimental value.
Celine slowly hides her clipboard behind her.
Do have a hammer, though. That helps.
I mean, I could use my shield.
Are we sure this wall is real? And Oswald will just walk forward.
Okay, you walk into a solid wall.
Ow. But it was worth a try.
Just roll an arbitrary d20 for me. Nothing will happen unless you roll a 1.
Oh no. Perfectly neutral.
Yeah, no, perfectly neutral. You just walk into a wall. It's very solid.
That would have looked very clever if it worked.
That's a good point. Is there anything... I mean, is there another path? Like, if we've walked straight forward, is there just a door to our right or to our left that we're just not looking at?
I'm afraid in this network of tunnels, it's impossible to tell, and without the tracks, you may become lost.
Perhaps we should walk into more walls.
You go first.
Well, I don't want to...
I'll watch.
Well, I don't want to hog all the fun.
You are an intrepid explorer setting new boundaries. Feel free. And Drexel just kind of pat a wall next to him, kind of very gingerly.
On second thought, perhaps I do quite like my face. It's divisive in its qualities, but I personally do find it quite pleasant. I can summon an unseen servant, but only once.
Oh, yeah, and you can send this, every bonus action, you can send this servant to move 15 feet. It can bounce off of all the walls for you. All of these walls are real, I am afraid.
Okay, but for the remaining time, can my unseen servant... can I tell whether the unseen servant would be able to make any kind of dent in this blockade? It has a strength of 2, if that helps.
Well, I mean, everyone has good days, right? What, strength of 2, that's -4?
Come on, Jeremiah.
It can...
Jeremiah, no!
No thing. It, if anything, it makes the cave-in worse as it tries.
Jeremiah, please, I didn't hire you myself. I didn't do this.
Subcontractors, am I right?
Yes. Not covered by insurance. I just want to make that clear. Gonna try to dig through myself. Oh no, that's a bad idea. Yeah, let's do it. It'll be fun.
This will be fine. Give me an athletics check.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. Right? It'll be fine.
Do you know what?
No.
Chicanery, you are able to clear a path. Sweat pours off you as you labor away at this. You move rocks that seem like mountains. You clear a path. You take 1 level of exhaustion.
That's it.
Apparently. Not so bad. right?
Onward.
Thanks for that, boss. Next time we'll help.
Were we just watching?
The entire time.
Just stood at the back like, oh no, you shouldn't take that one. You should take the one above that, and no, 2 rocks to the left, but like really whispered so that the boss doesn't hear.
Oh yeah,
Fancy mining.
this is relatable. I've already been here, you know, like, you know, when your boss starts doing something and you don't want to step in and tell your boss how to do their job, but at the same time.
I was taking notes.
I think she's putting rocks back on the pile.
Since you are all watching, why don't one of you give me a nature or survival check? Don't all step forward at once. Oh, or do all step forward at once. Okay, so, Celine, Toby, Drexel, you start wandering through this cavern that Chicanery has made when you see a few stones fall away. Oswald! That thing ain't propped or shored.
Oh no, this isn't up to code. It's an insurance nightmare.
As rocks fall on you as you rush through, Celine and Drexel, you too will take 1 level of exhaustion from the beating.
Oh, my bones.
You should have waited for the boss to go first. That
Oswald,
Next time, maybe help me.
Oswald with some quick strut placements. This is safe. All of you can pass through. Next, the passage widens into a circular passage, and it's overgrown with vines emerging from the walls, ceiling, and the floor, where you can still see the tracks of the sergeant and the constable. The vines are they are multiple, lots and lots of vines in this room. Otherwise, the passage is circular. You can just walk through if you like, or if anyone feels nervous by this description, you can do some other things.
Where does it look like the vines are coming from?
Out of all, like, every crack or orifice in this tunnel.
Oh. I mean, crack made sense. Orifice. Oh. Everything's a mess. My suit is ruined.
Maybe I can shoot an arrow, see if something happens.
Please not at any of us, though. Unless, of course, you, as one of the bosses, feel it's necessary. Though I must insist it be Drexel.
I can't promise anything. She takes out her short bow, unfurls it, click, click. Zoop. She'll shoot at one of the vines. Hopefully. Sorry in advance. 12.
A 12, an arrow funks into a vine. The vine reacts as you would expect a vine to react, being hit with an arrow. It moves slightly. Maybe it cuts one of the tendrils.
Excellent shot.
good
You definitely
job.
hit a vine.
I did. Oh, yes, I did. Right.
And
I'm
it didn't hit
impressed.
us.
Yes. Everything. I did everything as I meant to. It looks like they're not going to attack us. Maybe.
But
Would you
perhaps I
like
should
to-
identify
I
these
say, would you like to back
vines.
that up with some kind of wisdom?
Can I make a nature check?
You can.
Ooh.
Blood vines! These carnivorous plants sap blood through their thorns. As you watch, remembering that they grow as fast as they are cut, you see the vine that was cut by Celine's arrow regrow.
Well, the good thing is, these vines will take us wonderful in a risotto. but unfortunately, they will suck the blood just straight out of you. Just really drain you dry. Blood vines, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Do we just set them on fire? Let's set them on fire.
I think fire is a panacea for most ills.
Taking instruction from the boss, Drexel with the torch out will just start waving it at some of the vines.
Okay. Damaging the vines with fire damage. Give you all advantage on your checks to make it through the tunnel. I need acrobatics, athletics, or survival to avoid the vines. At advantage, thanks to your fire damage, as you hear a sort of plant-like scream. That's right, silence. Plants don't scream. Oof, oof. Okay, so we've got an 11.
That's
an
a
18.
6 for me because it's a straight roll because I'm exhausted.
Yes, you are. That's true.
That's a good point. I'm exhausted. I rolled
Yep.
again. No.
8. So Oswald, who is not exhausted, and Celine, who rolls well on her straight roll, you get through unharmed. Everyone else, who would like to roll me 1d6, please? Come on, hurt your friends.
I did it. I hurt myself.
5! Please take 5 necrotic damage and minus that number from your maximum HP.
No, thank you.
Sorry, everyone. Getting through this circular tunnel, you find a very simple corridor. It is just maybe 10 feet long now. It looks like a corridor in any room, in any building you've seen, with stone floor and stone walls. At the end, there is a door. The door does not look locked. Everything looks great.
Having learnt from the last door, are there runes on it?
Make me a perception check or arcana check. Nah, you're fine.
Shall we? Are we going through? Is this the door? Do the tracks keep going this way? And as he asks that last question, we'll just kind of touch it and push.
As you walk down the corridor, the door is not trapped, it's true, but the floor was. An obligatory acid pit opens up beneath you. These are a staple for any dungeon building overlord. Acid pits aplenty. Training 101. The first character stepping onto it falls into the acid-filled pit. Thank you very much, Drexel. You will take 1d4 acid damage.
Ah, the acid pit. A classic. You okay down there, Drexel?
No, it burns.
I can see that.
Get me out, please.
Okay.
I think I've got some rope. There's some rope down. Holding on to one end, of course.
Oh, it's like full, so like Drexel could even probably pull themselves out. It's like green, bubbling. It's only mild acid. It's like hydrochloric or something, you know. That's why it's only 3 points of damage rather than getting rid of all of the skin on your bones. So you can climb out. The rope will not wither exactly. Stop touching your face. Will the rope will, you know.
It emotionally helps me out of the pit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But,
There
yeah.
you go. Yeah.
Celine just commits to it. And then offers a hand out to you to help you up.
Thank you very much. Just kind of shakes his boots off, trying to make sure it's all clear.
I'll just mark of hospitality. I'll put my fingers on my temples, and I'm going wee 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 wee. Prestidigitate it all off of you.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
So, the door stands closed ahead of you.
Can we get round the acid pit without re-falling in it?
Of course you can on a successful DC 12 survival check. Or you can try and disable the trap.
How do we do that?
Well, we have plenty of rogues here, all of whom have thieves' tools, which they could use to jam the trap on a successful thieves' tools check, which would be DC.
Oswald, you're looking spry compared to some of us.
Oh, thank you.
Please.
Well, okay, of course. We were at the Starwater Academy of Buttery, trained to disarm certain traps. This is a fairly standard procedure. It should be fairly simple. As you can tell, I'm delaying. What kind of check will it be? A dexterity?
Yes, thieves' tools dexterity. If you have proficiency with thieves' tools, you can add that.
Can I help by guiding? Never mind.
With the help action, unfortunately, that doesn't help much. Yes, Oswald, the trap door is successfully fixed. Yep, locked off, disabled. It's safe to walk across.
Ah, capital! And he will take a step over it.
Down you go, into the acid pit. Please take 1d4 acid damage, please. Hey! Now 2 of you are on the other side of the acid pit.
Oh, I suppose I can give it a go. Celine will open her little pocket protector and pull out some tools. Would she be able to attempt to disable this? Or is it like... Okay.
No, you can. The door. Every time someone climbs out, the door comes back up, and you see a small amount of acid wash down the cracks in the side, which are otherwise not visible.
Well, the boss is watching, so I have to be on my A game. And
You managed to wedge this trap shut. It is safe to walk across.
ta-da! Miss Chicanery, please, after you.
I'm highly impressed. Chicanery just walks across.
Celine, you see her just kind of like crossing her fingers as she watches you. Okay. Whew. And then she'll also follow.
The door stands ahead of all 4 of you.
Open, says me. Is there anything on the door? It's clear.
This is a normal-looking wooden door. It has hinges and a normal, handle, like a latch style affair that you can lift. Opens into the room ahead of you. Away from you.
Allow me, please. I feel I've let you guys down far too much, and I will use the handle of the torch to press the handle and open the door. Trying to make sure I don't hold the flames, obviously.
The door is genuinely a normal door. It opens easily. Your precautions are fine. You see the passage open out ahead of you. The passage expands into a natural cavern, whose ceiling is obscured by thick, dusty webs. 5 web cocoons hang down from the larger mass, their bottoms dangling 10 feet above the cavern floor. 2 cocoons, one larger and one smaller, have a suspiciously humanoid shape to them.
It appears these spiders have engaged in some kind of sculpture craft. The technique is sloppy, but I see, as a naive artist, they do have potential.
That is certainly one take of this room. Your optimism and eye is impressive.
I do have 2 eyes, but good try. I suppose we should be quiet. Or very loud.
I'm good with loud. Not so much with the quiet.
Do spiders have ears?
Not last I checked.
Perhaps they are an ear.
That's a very strange thing to say. But difficult to refute.
If spiders are the ears, then what are the ears of? Much to think about. Should we parade onwards?
Wait, there are 2 humanoids up there. Does one of them have a boot?
It's impossible to tell, covered in webs as they are.
Do one of them look like a tall human blob covered in web?
One is larger and one is smaller.
I mean, there's only one thing worse than, like, you know, spiders falling on you, and it's a human just falling on you. It's raining men. It's terrifying. Let's. When you really think about it, it's awful.
How
Let's
far,
get them down.
Yeah, how far up are they from the ground?
10 feet up. They dangle 10 feet above you.
Oh, okay.
I didn't bring a step ladder, but we might be able to still get them down.
Rookie mistake.
I packed in a hurry.
I told you to bring the Drexel.
I
It's fine.
apologize.
And Oswald would, like, he will make himself into a stepladder. He will just, like, go prone on the floor. Go on.
You're very small. You are negligible amounts of step right now.
Thank you, Oswald, but that's not quite what I had in mind. You've got a little bit of, and just points up and down the front of your outfit to show you've got some dust on you.
Well, I'm sure it's good for the skin. He will mark of hospitality it off himself.
So,
Celine, you're going up there.
who here is nervous about spiders falling on them from above?
Okay.
I mean, a little bit.
A little bit? Enough
Yeah.
to make
More
perception
concerned about
checks?
the
or-
webs.
Oh yeah, enough to make a perception check for sure.
Okay.
You know how hard webbing is to get off suits? Like, there's no way.
Okay. So, Celine, as Oswald and Drexel are doing this, you're looking up at the ceiling, waiting to see spiders falling down upon you, thinking they could fall at any second. Chicanery, with a 22 perception, you see a spider, but it's not on the ceiling. It's hiding in a dip in the ground near the corpses, waiting for Oswald and Drexel, who are currently prone on the ground and such. This is going to be a surprise attack.
Oh dear.
From the spider?
From the spider, yes. Giant spider. Big thing.
Okay.
Huge thing.
Oh, goody.
Would you like to do anything with this information?
I would. I would like to shoot a crossbow bolt at it. Just
Please,
quietly.
by all means, do.
Okay.
Oh, I've got a connection to the server interrupted on roll 20. But there we go. Looks like we're back. Unfortunately, a 12 does not hit it as it's hiding in the thing using cover. Can everyone please roll me initiative as the spider jumps from its hiding place to attack you all? Boom.
Oh, the advantage and disadvantage from against acid and poison, does that go on a long rest?
Yes. On a long rest, those are gone.
They are gone. Good.
Let's see now. Would someone mind tracking initiative for me, please? Looks like we have a tie between Oswald and the spider for first. Players go first. Oswald, you see chicanery shoot and then a spider jump out of a pit.
I will use half of my movement to stand up.
Fantastic. You can still reach the spider with half of your movement.
Well, Drexel is Drexel within 5 feet of the spider?
Yes, the spider is scarily close to the two of you.
Yeah, we were literally about to use each other to hoist up, so I'm right next to you.
Personal space. I will attack with a short sword.
Indeed, please do. A 22 will hit. My goodness.
Oh, and I get sneak attack. I forgot to add that. It's just 1d6 because I'm only level 1.
Fantastic. You deal 10 points of damage to the spider. The spider looks hurt. It recoils backwards, fangs menacingly clicking together with drool hanging off them as you sever one of its many eyes. You see its back flare red, glowing. Who knows what that means?
Means he likes me.
Next in the turn order is the giant spider, who's going to attack you back. Yes, it's going to attack you. Does a 15 hit you?
Ooh, a 15. Yes, it does!
Great. Can you please make me a DC 11 Constitution saving throw? You succeed! Congratulations, you are not poisoned. However, please take 10 piercing damage and 6 poison damage.
Oh! I think I'm dead from massive damage! I think I'm out!
What is
your working with you?
What is your total HP?
10. I have 5 HP currently.
Okay, Al. You're not going to be completely damaged because you succeeded that Constitution saving throw. Because you, my wording here is taking the poison damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful save. So it's not a full 15, it's 13. So you are 2 away from from instant death.
Still feels like I'm too close to death, but I'm glad I'm not already dead.
And now let's see here. If the poison damage reduces the target to 0 hit points, the target is stable but poisoned for 1 hour, even after regaining hit points, and is paralyzed while poisoned this way. So you are not dead anyway, because the spider doesn't want you dead. It likes its food alive. So even if that had killed you, it wouldn't have done. You are just paralyzed. Fun.
Lovely.
Next in the turn order, Drexel. Take out the heavy hitters first.
Instantly gonna panic and start trying to drag Oswald away. Use it like literally just grab shoulders and pull. And if that's not my action, if that's just part of my movement, I will disengage as an action and just drag as far as I can.
Okay, you can disengage as an action. It does not get an opportunity attack on you. However, as you try and drag Oswald away, it is going to try and take an opportunity attack on Oswald, who is who is, unable to make a disengage. The attack it's going to take is a grapple attack. So can you please tug of war with the spider, as it does not want you to drag away its food?
Do you want
14.
athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics or acrobatics, you can contest with either. Oh, yeah, you drag Oswald away. It can't quite keep hold of you. Oswald, you are dragged to safety, paralyzed as you are.
Oswald, no! And just like shaking and kicking at the spider. Come on!
Thank you. Chicanery, you're up next.
That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Okay. Yeah. Chicanery's going to shoot at the... No, gonna toll the dead. So that's a wisdom save, please.
The spider is not very wisdomous. It's a bit ragey at the minute. It's just had its food taken away. It's hangry.
Oh. 9 damage.
The spider is looking very damaged, as it seems your spell tolls heavily on its health. But it's still alive.
Good.
Anything
Celine,
else?
don't give it a Snickers. No, I will back out of range.
Is that an order, boss?
No Snickers for the spider.
Oh, okay, good.
Celine, it is your turn.
I was afraid I was going to have to put my letter of resignation. You see her whip out her short bow. Ding, ding. Zoop. And she's going to try to shoot it. Is it within 5 feet of Drexel or Oswald? Well, Oswald's
No. Drexel and Oswald were dragged away, and Chicanery is at bow range, so no one is within 5 feet of the spider currently.
Okay, cool. Swing.
17 hits. Who needs sneak attack? How do you kill the giant spider?
Celine just kind of like closes her eyes and just shoots.
The arrow finds its mark right in the center of all of the eyes on its head, and it spasms a little, and then its legs curl up above its head.
Is it dead? I don't hear anything.
It's doing that thing spiders do when they die. So yes. Good job.
I meant to do that, yes. Is Oswald okay?
No. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. I don't know what happens, though, afterwards.
Sure, cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Oh, Oswald, you have 10 HP. You are still poisoned and paralyzed.
So I'm healthy, but I'm not going anywhere.
Yes.
Oh, he's back. Oh, thank God. Nice one, boss.
As
Is there a way of...
researcher, someone who reads too many books and wants to impress my boss and get a promotion so I could be middle management someday soon, would I know anything about toxins, maybe?
Give me a history check.
History starts with H.
Yes, common spider bites. They paralyze their victims. The poison could be removed with a lesser restoration spell, or someone with a healer's kit and some antitoxin could also remove the paralyzation, or it'll just last about an hour.
Oh, he'll be fine. We'll just take an hour to stretch our legs. It's okay, Oswald. And she'll just kind of pat him on the shoulder. Just close your eyes. Take a nap. You hungry? I can feed you some biscuit. Oh, you can't chew. No, I'll wait.
Oswald chokes to death on a Twix.
Do we have some soup? Oh, wait, Spider's dead. Maybe we should get these others down while we wait.
Okay.
Wait, are there more spiders?
Do you want to make another perception check?
Yes. Please.
That's why you're the boss. You have the best ideas.
3 of them all at once.
No. Why'd you all look at me like that when I say things? No, I said no.
It had an upward inflection suggesting a question mark.
Hey, I'm not from California. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's get these 2 humans down and see whether they're alive.
Okay. Celine will help move Oswald to a safe location away from the tumbling bodies and dead spider.
This is guaranteed to be a success with an hour, but I would like some rolls to see how messy it is. Athletics, acrobatics, you've got an hour, so let's just see how things go, shall we? You can describe what happens based on your checks. That's not bad, that's pretty good. Ah. Traveling circus in today doing the Okay, so with all of you getting high successes, how does this look? You get them down intact, no damage?
I imagine human pyramid type thing, like what me and Oswald were originally going to do before it all went wrong. But obviously, like, I'll be at the bottom because I'm just one of the new hired recruits. I accept that burden.
A single tear rolls down Oswald's face as he thinks of what could have been.
Come on, boss. You can climb us. So Celine
And
will
she-
help Drexel on the bottom.
How small is this room?
It's not the
How big is
biggest room. Let me have a look at my map. Oh, it's a reasonably sized room. There's I would describe it as vast.
Oh. That's sizely. Okay. Gonna take some of the web, turn it into a rope, loop the rope around one of the bodies, and then just flick up the rope and retrieve the other body.
It's, well, you know, it's amazing. It's certainly a feat of some kind, and you manage to get the body down. Oh, sorry. The spider is, well, actually, the spider's gone. Whilst you were all doing this, the spider got up and scuttled away. It decided you were too much hassle.
And don't come back.
Opening the cocoons, the larger of the two is Constable Boot. This will take an hour, Oswald, so you can stiffly stand and begin to stretch out your stiff limbs.
I'm not as young as I used to be. Thank you for your patience. I imagine it will be docked from my pay.
So, do you just cut down the humanoid ones, by the way, or do you cut down all of them?
If there were more than 2, then yeah, sure.
Great.
Let's just get them all.
So you find the body of Constable Boot in the large humanoid container. There is also the body of a kobold. The kobold has a vial of acid, a flask of alchemist's fire, a vial of antitoxin, And Boot has a flask of holy water and a potion of healing. The other 3 are corpses of giant rats. Similar to the ones you found when you first entered the fissure.
Looks like a good haul to restock the supply cupboard. Good job.
Well done, team.
Yes. Excellent work. Do you mind? May I make a request? Is there any chance we could just do the human pyramid, the humanoid pyramid, just one more time?
Yes, would you like to be on top?
No, I'm more of a bottom halfling.
Okay. So we pyramid again. Us.
Yay! Oh, thank you so much.
It's always good to include everyone. Yes. Team building exercise.
This is why the cleanup crew is much better than Acquisitions Inc.
Never say we don't give you anything. That's the motto.
Certainly help you climb the corporate ladder.
Corporate pyramid.
The pyramid scheme. The passage carries on. It carries yet on. You now see several tracks heading this way. One is a small clawed foot. The other looks like a humanoid-looking footprint. Kind of could maybe be, Sergeant Treek. Could be. And there's a few other kinds of footprints as well.
Celine will poke Sergeant Boot. Is he dead?
Oh, he is quite dead.
Okay.
Is he a friend of yours?
No, he's one of the individuals that we were sent down here to find. Celine takes notes.
Do we need to return the body?
We could probably get Edith to collect him.
Yes.
Thank you very much,
Is
Sarah
he-
L. Kinney, for gifting that sub to someone in the community. Thank you so much.
Is he missing a finger?
Yes.
Yes.
We have his ring.
Steady on.
Note to self. Oh my. Well, we found who we were looking for. But we have not done everything we could do.
We could go for a splash in the acid pit again.
It was as vigorating as it was. I'm personally not up to that right now.
Perhaps later.
But if I can watch your stuff if you need to, go for a swim. It's no problem. Drexel hasn't moved from the position he was in at the bottom of the pyramid. Back is just almost gone at this point.
He's like 40, right? 60. He's not young. Drexel, are you praying? Perhaps I myself am a worshipper of Yondala, the Blessed One.
Oh.
Perhaps I should
No.
join you.
I'm not a pious man. It's just old back injury. It'll be all right in a minute.
Perhaps I can help, and he will just punch you in the back.
You just hear this pop as something goes back in, and Drexel's like, "Oh, that's what I needed." But his knees still creak as he stands up.
Honey, I was trying to break your spine.
Celine's just watching this exchange back and forth as she's looting the bodies.
Chicanery's just watching. Worship business, try not to break backs. Right now.
I believe that was in the manual handling training. Don't break your back. Lift correctly.
Yes. Onward.
Yes.
Yeah, if you've got everything, we can carry on. Sure.
The passage widens into a natural cavern dotted with stalactites and stalagmites. It's hard to see, but you can see a little way ahead. There's a pile of bones at the side of this, thing, and it doesn't look like this pile of bones is there naturally. It looks like something may have stacked these bones up. And if anyone has a passive perception higher than 5, you will also spot the goblin that stacked them hiding ineffectively behind the pile of bones.
The artist himself.
Hello, come out from there. We can see you. You're very obvious.
Like, in the echoes of this chamber, you just hear a soft balls. And this small goblin steps out, brandishing a stick. The stick is more gnarled than this. And as he steps forward, he's... I am a powerful wizard! My wand annihilates all those who make me feel uptight and threatened. Go away! Leave Gorko alone! There's no annihilate. Gorko is merciful.
We appreciate your mercy. If you wish to hide better, I suggest tucking in your ears next time. They kind of stick out a bit. Just, if you're looking for criticism that's constructive and helpful.
Oh, I can't help my ears. One of them's like broken. And here is Gorko, ears and all.
Oh no. Would you like me to take a look at the ear?
No, I want you to go away. Leave Gorko alone.
Well, we don't always get what we want. Sometimes we get medical attention.
I don't need medical attention. I have a stick. I roll a wand. It's a powerful wand. A wand of annihilation. Powerful spell. Level 10. Something.
Chicanery's gonna go and take the stick.
Oh.
But, take out an apple from their bag and swap for the apple.
Please make me an athletics check. Yeah, you take the stick. And if we could just have a quick look on Zoom chat, I would be appreciative. As you take the stick from Gorko, you realize that the goblin is absolutely terrified. But as you offer him the apple, he relaxes. And he takes the apple gleefully. Oh, well, thank you. I thought you'd be like all the others who are mean and bitey, and he gestures to some stab wounds about his person that have been roughly sewn up. You
Who
killed the
else
spider.
was through here?
Well, I'm waiting for my master, Karen. But I'm starting to think that he might be dead.
Karen came to these caverns to find a thing, a magic thing, like a picture. You know, like where you put like flowers around a picture, that sort of thing. Altar? No. A grave? No. A shrine! A shrine! He came here to do something with a shrine. A lost shrine, and his goal was to destroy an old magic relic. He told me to wait here. That was a few days ago.
Which way did he go?
He carried on that way.
He gestures further on into the cavern.
But there was some broken clock thing that sprang out on our party, and it killed 2 of our members, and me and Karen got separated. And he shouted to me from across the trap of this broken clock thing, "Stay there! I'll be back shortly." But he didn't come back yet.
Do you want to come with us?
Will there be more apples?
Chicanery checks their bag. If not apples, I have Snickers. Nobody likes to be hangry.
Ah, thank you. I'll come with you. I'll even help you. Like, I can see it. I'm Gorko smart. Gorko smart. He might not really be a wizard, but he's got high intelligence for a goblin. Well, for my tribe anyway. There's. You see up there?
And he points further down. And he's pointing towards some of these stalactites. Sharply pointing downwards. And he says,
The broken clock thing, if you can lure it under those and then hit one of them stalactites, it'll probably come down and crush it. It doesn't look that tough to me.
This
Have you
broken
done that?
clock thing.
Gonna ask if he's done that before? Is that what you tried?
I mean, I would, but I only have this stick. Karen keeps me around because of my brains.
I mean, if you distract it, we can drop the stalactites quite happily.
It's going to cause quite a mess, though, isn't it? Look at this flooring. It's going to scratch everything. I suppose there are always casualties in war.
I mean, well, okay, I can pull the, I can get his attention. I think it's hungry. I can get his attention and lead it this way, and then, boom, splat.
Boom splat?
Yeah, you boom and then splat.
Is that a technical term?
I think you'll find it in the glossary at the back of the booklet. Have you got one of these? And just takes out the booklet from the presentation.
Oh, no, actually. Oh, yes, there it is.
What do you think, boss? What's the plan?
Let's do it. It sounds interesting.
I'll take
I'm ready
notes.
to see this clock thing.
Okay, give me a second here. Gotta be warm before you. Wait, take on clock things. All right. Okay. You're not gonna leave Gorko for dead, are you?
I like to think we all just stay silent.
Very actively shaking my head, but no words.
Celine's also shaking her head.
Chicanery is,
Okay. Okay, well.
I mean, Chicanery takes out a Snickers and just holds it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It goes up to this this small opening and like looks through and sort of and you hear a roar from the next room as a giant carrion crawler emerges from the tunnel chasing Gorko, and Gorko starts running towards you like,
No! No! Do the thing now!
I will
Hold the dead on
Eldritch
the.
Blast.
Yeah.
Taking notes. So helpful.
oh yeah, the creature takes a ton of slashing damage from the falling stalactites, killing it completely. It looks like it's taken a thrashing already. It already looks bloodied when it enters your room, and these stalactites finish it off.
Sue! Gorko's smart.
Good
Cannot
job.
argue with that.
Gorko, could you tell us more about Karen? What is he like?
Let's see. He works for the cleanup crew.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he works for the cleanup crew.
Do we know a Karen?
You do not.
How long has he worked for the cleanup crew?
Oh, as long as they made that sect.
I'm sorry, what? Tell me more.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Tell you more?
The sect.
Well, the cleanup crew. Dran Enterprises. Dran Enterprises, the biggest rival to Acquisitions Inc. They came up with the cleanup crew.
Making notes.
And what is the name of Karen's boss?
Oh well, not Dran. Hang on a second. Let me think. It was he worked for a guy. Oh, what was his name? You know, one of the guys with the big things. What are they called? You know, they got the things everywhere.
Gymnasts.
No. Oh. No, I can't remember. Sorry.
But it's not gymnasts. We've narrowed it down fairly.
But he definitely worked for Dran Enterprises.
Does that make us subcontractors?
The cleanup crew is not a part. Your cleanup crew, at least,
No.
is not a part of Dran Enterprises.
No, that's definitely Acquisitions Inc.
Where's his office? Where does Karen live and work?
Oh, he came from Phandalin. You might have heard of it. A little while ago, there was all that hoo-ha about the mines of Phandelver.
Chicanery is not okay with all of this information.
Celine kind of makes a gesture with her hand like, keep asking questions, keep asking questions.
And what does Karen do?
Oh, he mostly, he leads parties to go and disable things, you know, mostly magical requisition, magical item acquisition, magical item destruction, desecrating old runes, keeping the universe's time moving. I think he might have been making that one up. He might have been exaggerating that one, but he's powerful. He is pretty powerful. He was the inspiration for my disguise. He is actually a wizard. I think he's like level 6 or something in the company now.
That's impressive.
He's climbed that corporate ladder.
He got
Yes,
lots of
he
experience.
From the cleanup crew, you say?
Yeah, they're kind of a new sect, really. Giant Enterprises. They're looking at new ways of like opposing Acquisitions Inc.
I see.
Is this
And
name
where did he-
confusion a thing for the lawyers? Is there trademark issues here, boss? Like,
That are there trademark issues here?
That would be above your head, chicanery.
It's above my pay grade. It's above my pay grade.
But you should certainly report it. Because you know that the cleanup crew lawyer is also the cleanup crew owner. An ancient white dragon.
Oh. Yeah, that's reportable. That's reportable. We need to find this Karen. Where did he get you?
Oh, he keeps me around because I'm smart. First he found me in the forest. I was running a gig with my tribe there. My tribe, they weren't the smartest, okay? They used to try and eat sticks. Like, literally, you could bang two rocks together and get better ideas out of that than some of my people. But you know what? With a little corralling and a little guidance, they could spring a trap. We used to hunt and stuff, and we went from hunting animals to, well, we figured that if we got gold, we could just take money and stuff, so we started running a bakery, and there was this whole thing where we stole a baker and tried to get the baker to work for us, but the baker wouldn't work for us. He just attacked us and left. So then we stole the baker's daughter, and then there were
Okay, that's enough.
Oh,
You're going to come with us, and we're going to find Karen.
And you're probably going to end up baking something as well.
I was
deserve
never
another
much good
early
at
morning
baking
croissant.
personally. I never passed my hygiene tests.
Gorko, do you know if Karen had anything to do with the big sinkhole in the city?
I don't think so. I don't know anything about that.
Have you seen any of the city guard pass through here?
Oh, the guards people? Yeah, they were like running through. One of them got grabbed and dragged back towards the spider. I wasn't coming out of my hiding place. I didn't even realize there was a spider back there. They must have hid when they saw our party size, I guess. The other one just kept on herring right on through. I don't think even the carrion eater got her. The broken time thing. That.
Points at the mess on the floor.
Perhaps we should be moving on.
Yeah, perhaps we should. Say, are you, I reckon that I've got a feeling that Karen might be dead. Okay, there's a lot of stuff down here that's a little bit more powerful than I was expecting. And maybe than Karen was expecting. I mean, I don't think this is a quest for level 1 adventurers. I mean, level 1 adventurers would die several times doing this, I think. My goodness. So, maybe I could hang out with you?
You know,
Drexel's just stood there, grinding his toe into the ground. Just, yeah, no, this is not good.
I want to know what level this goblin is. That's what I want to know right now.
Could you give me like a percentage on how likely Karen is to be dead?
Well, if a few hours after he disappeared, I would have told you that it was like 10% chance that he died. He's a great adventurer, 10% chance. And then a day went by, and I would have stuck to 10%, and then 2 days went by, and I mean, how big can this dungeon be? I would have dropped it down to maybe 50%, and then 3 days went by, and I'm getting worried now. And it's been about a week, so I'm currently, pretty sure.
Just some clarification. You do know how to count, right?
Sure I do.
He's dead.
Show us.
1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 12. 10.
Masterfully
Thank
executed. He has no idea what he's talking about.
Absolutely not. Did it ever occur to you that maybe there's another exit and he's just gone?
I don't think Gorko would abandon me like that. Wait, I'm Gorko. I don't think Karen would abandon me like that. But if he has, that's pretty cold.
Well, I think perhaps, Miss Chicanery, we should report this and, maybe get Gorko some hot cocoa.
Yes. I agree.
I'd like to come. I don't have to go with you. This is Dungeons Dangerous. I could maybe head back, or hey, if you do find out that Karen's dead, are you hiring?
Celine pulls a pamphlet out of nowhere, hands it to Gorko. Says, "The Cleanup Crew Incorporated, now hiring indefinitely."
And that is where we will wrap up this week's session of the Cleanup Crew Incorporated. What a fantastic ending. Thank you so much for coming along on this crazy little journey, everyone. We're going to go around. We're going to say hello to everyone and talk about where we can find each other online, all that good stuff. We're going to talk about sponsors, and then we're going to take a half-an-hour break while we get up in the light of the moon, set up our next viewer game with 2 guests. So let's go round. We'll go the opposite way to the way we started and start with Chantel B. Chantel, how are you doing?
I'm great. It was a really fun session. Thank you to our guests. You've been wonderful. I am Chantel B. You can find me at Chantel B on Twitter. Tomorrow you can find me playing Eternium Gate on Do Respite, which is a Savage Worlds game that is a dark fantasy, and it is getting dark and it is getting really fun. So come join us.
Fantastic. And yeah, I tuned in for a little bit this week. It was really good over there. Y'all should head over. Next around the screen we have Toby Butt89. Toby.
Thank you so much for today, guys. My face actually hurts from laughing and smiling so much. It's been great. You can find me on Twitter at TobyButt89. All about the TTRPG and all the pretty dice that are out there in the world. I just spammed a lot of them because it's all good in the times that we've got.
Yeah, it's beautiful, you know. Someone needs to be looking out for the pretty dice in the world, and I'm glad there are people out there doing it, you know. Buy pretty dice today. Not just for the dice.
Yeah.
Not just for the dice, but for the creators. Next around the screen we have Monologue Man. Mono, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderfully. That was ridiculously fun. Thank you for having us both. I Twitch stream on occasion. I used to be a lot more regular. That's not what I mean. I mean
there's a time of sickness.
Circumstances have changed, but I will be returning to a regular schedule indefinitely in the future. Everything's up in the air, but I do live stream on Monologue Man, so why not follow, and then you'll learn when I emerge from my hole in the ground.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for peeking your head above the hole in the ground for this little stream today. Last, but most certainly not least, the wonderful Stella Luna.
Oh, hello! I am Stella Luna. I am a variety streamer here on Twitch. I do things of the artsy-fartsy kind and also various types of TTRPGs. We like to do some goofy fun things where we play as goblins, lizard folk. We like to do Pokemon D&D. We actually have a Cats and Catacombs marathon coming up where everyone is playing literally a cat. Not cat people, a cat that has been awakened by magic, and you go on adventures together. And it's really adorable and very fun. And thank you so much, our wonderful guests, and of course the lovely Chantel V. Thank you so much, and our DM. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, for me, everyone, you can find me here Mondays to Thursdays, not on the D&D channel if you're tuning in from there, but on the Scratticus Academy. We run content Monday to Thursday from 2 p.m. until roughly 1 a.m., depending on when the last show ends. Check out our sponsors. We are sponsored by Hero Forge, who make lots of mini, and soon we'll be bringing you colored minis like this one. Keep your eye on the channel. We'll be following their prototypes as they make them. Also, check out the Deck of Many, who made these wonderful flashcards that you can play the Deck of Many Things with. We didn't get any Deck of Many Things donations today, but yes, I will throw these at level 1 characters. Also, check out... Sorry, I dropped the cards. Check out Mage Hand Press, who have released Dark Matter expansion for 5e. If you like space and you like 5e, this is the book for you. It's got everything you need in there. There's classes, races, backgrounds, ship combat, expanded spell list, you name it. Everything you need to run a space 5e game, and it's now available in your local game store. They recently signed with Diamond Comics Publishing, so you can now get it in your actual game store. Just ask your local nerds. We are going to go on a break now. We're going to take around half an hour to 40 minutes to set up the next game and, you know, grab a bite to eat, all of that stuff. We'll stay live in that time. I hope you'll join us in chat. Until next time, keep on evoking emotions. Oh, yeah, and check out all of our social stuff as well. There's all of our social stuff there as well. Come and be a part of the Discord family. Come and send me a DM on Twitter or get yourself a game. Do all the good stuff, and we'll see you very soon. Keep on evoking emotions.
I'm waving, but you can't see.